My name is Lauren, and today we are talking about ants. This video is going to be a little bit different because it's not a recording from our lesson from this morning. So it didn't go as planned, so we are going to just do a new lesson right now. So first, to talk about ants, I want to talk about what an insect is. So insects are a big group of animals, and ants fall into that category, along with some other bugs, but which don't include some of the ones that you would think like spiders. So let's first learn with this book that I have called The Big Book of Bugs. And so it says, what do they all have in common? They don't have bones inside their bodies. Most bugs have a skeleton on the outside called an exoskeleton. When is a bug not a bug? Many scientists call all insects bugs, but to a scientist, a bug is a particular kind of insect with sharp mouth parts to stab and suck up food. So a bug is a kind of insect. So not all bugs are insects. Or not all insects are bugs, but a bug is a type of insect. And we'll talk about that in another class. Animals without backbones are called invertebrates. Insects are the biggest group of invertebrates. So here is a nice picture of all the different bugs you might see. And this includes ones that aren't part of the actual term of an insect. Got some stick bugs, got some ants, right? And that's the ones we're going to be talking about. Bugs hide in dark places. They live under damp logs and stones and in dark flower pots. That's a good way to know how to find them. What does a bug think of you? You are a giant to a teeny bug. In a bug's world, a flower is as tall as a tree and a rock is as high as a mountain. Always be kind to bugs. Bugs don't like being picked up, but they don't mind being watched. Please look, but don't touch. Bugs love flowers. Wait by spring blossom or summer flowers to see bees and butterflies. And also you will see ants and some dandelions. We've been seeing a lot of those lately. Ouch! Many bugs bite or sting to say, go away. If you scare a bug, it might hurt you. So one reason we really don't want to touch any bugs. So what we do is we never touch bugs with our hands. It's one of the rules we have in our house. Because one, you don't know if that bug could hurt you. And two, we want to respect the bug and give it space. So most of the time they don't want to be touched because we're kind of scary to them. We're really big. So usually I'll try and get them up on a stick if it wants to, and then we can look at it really close from there. Also, another really important thing is for butterflies and moths, they have very, very fragile wings. So you never want to touch those because that could really hurt them. So for the bug family tree, are all bugs the same? Not at all. Bugs come in different types of families. Here's how to tell who's who. So first we're just going to talk about insects. We'll talk about other bugs another time. Insects have a body in 3 parts, 6 legs, 2, 4, or no wings, and feelers. Those are the things on top of their head. They kind of look like little antennae, right? So we're just going to do the ants one right now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about ants while you do your craft. Ants do march. Why do ants march in a line? Because each ant follows the one in front. Thousands of ants share a nest. They work to keep the nest clean and safe and to bring back food. An ant talks with its feelers. An ant taps its long feelers on other ants to pass on a message. Ants follow smelly trails left by other ants to find food to take back to the nest. The queen, so we'll see the queen down here. The biggest one. The queen lays many eggs. She is the mother of all the ants in the nest. Most ants live for 90 days, but the queen can live for 15 years. It's really big. So here's a good example of what the nest looks like inside. So normally we don't see this because it's in the ground. But this is how their nest would look, right? And all these little ants, they work together so that they can help with this, make this nest to bring food inside. Some of the ants help take care of all the eggs and the queen. Okay, so I'll have you guys start with your craft. And one other thing I actually wanted to talk about is Ants are pretty different from us. So they don't have lungs, but we do. So what I would like you to do first, we'll do some deep breaths. So I want you to put your hand on your chest. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. And now I want you to do it one more time, but I really want you to feel your chest move. So those are your lungs inside helping you breathe. Ants don't have lungs, but to breathe, they have holes in their bodies called spiracles. Another thing is they don't have ears like we do. You see your ears? But they can, kind of hear things through vibration. So they will know if someone's close or if there's danger. So they will feel something on the ground. If you're moving, they'll feel that vibration. So if you try picking up an ant, it probably won't want to go on that paper or that stick because it's gonna feel that and be scared. So the next thing I want you to do is put your hand right here. You can put it on your neck or on the top of your chest. And one more, we're gonna do a regular breath. And the next one, I want you to make a humming noise. So I want you to go, Try one more time. Do you feel that vibration in your throat? That is a vibration. So that's kind of what they would feel. They'd feel that vibration on the ground and through their body. So let's do the craft, and then at that point I will talk to you more about ants. So here is kind of what I did. The one we did before didn't really happen. So you can make your craft however you would like. If you want to just draw an ant, you could do that. I know a couple people just drew an ant, but this one is just kind of help the kids learn how to write their letters and learn how to spell. So what I would do is either, depending on how old your kiddo is, you can just write it out for them, or if they're old enough, you can have them trace it and write their own A, or maybe they could just do it all by themselves too. So put the big A for ant, and then you can either use markers or paints. For me doing this, I just did markers, and you want to do 3 parts of the body. So you have the head, the thorax, and the abdomen, and they have little feelers on top, and they have 6 legs. So you can have them learn how to do that. So in the original group, I had them use paints so they can paint things. You can use your finger to kind of make the outline of the ant using the 3 parts of your finger. 1, 2, 3. It'll be easier for little kids with their little fingers. So you can go ahead and start that craft. And then I will go ahead and tell you some more about ants. So like in the book, you saw all those ants were all together. And when you look outside, you'll see ants crawling all over the floor. And sometimes you'll really see them in a line, all grouped together. If they see something that they want to eat, you'll see a ton of them all gathered. And that is because ants live in a colony. They live in a big group. They're one big family. They don't live by themselves. And they help each other in that family. So the queen is the only mom, and all the other ants are all her babies. So no other ants are supposed to be having babies. All those ants are actually sisters. Those are the worker ants. The males, they don't do any of the work. Whenever males are made, then they actually are the ones that have wings, and they fly off and they find another queen ant who will also have wings, and then they will make their own babies and their own eggs, and the queen will go and find her own nest. And she will also take off her wings at that point. So when she goes into her nest, she doesn't need her wings anymore. She only needs them when she leaves her nest. So that's kind of cool to see all the different how ants work together. So you could just stand and watch them and see what they do. I also like to, maybe give them a little bit of food far away from your house and see them all try to grab at it, how they can come and get it. They use pheromones, which is that scent that I was talking about in the book, to talk to each other. They communicate that way, and they also are able to recognize each other. So they will know if someone belongs in their house or not. So if they sense you, and they'll say, oh, you're not an ant from my colony, you don't belong here. So it's really cool how they can use that to communicate with each other, and how to really know who belongs in the family. So they also use that scent. If they find something really yummy that they want to eat, they'll have that scent that says this is a good spot to get food, which is why it's really important for you to keep your houses clean from food crumbs. So it's important to also keep all the food that you're eating in the trash. So if you're done with that apple peel or anything like that, you put it in the trash, help your mom and dad out, and clean up after yourselves. Don't get crumbs all over the floor, because then you might get ants in your house. And even though we love ants, we want them to stay outside, and they have other things that they can eat, so they don't need our food to live. They will find lots of other things, like I said, dandelions. They love the nectar from dandelions, so they don't need human food. The other really cool thing is that they can lift about 50 times of its own weight as they carry things. So they can carry things really heavy. So if you weigh maybe 30 pounds, that is as much as you carrying a big bear. And that would be crazy. Do you think it could carry a big bear? I don't think so. So they're very strong for how small they are. So they can pick up really big things, and that's another cool thing that you can go and see and take a look and try to see how big is that piece of food or that leaf that they are carrying into their home. And when they carry food into their home, they are sharing it with their whole family. And they're helping feed the queen, who's helping make all those babies, and to feed all those eggs who are growing. So I would love to see how your crafts are looking. If you want to post them, all your pictures, into this thread, I would love to see them. And if you have any questions, if I didn't go over anything clearly, you can always ask me those questions. I tried to kind of do this quickly. But ants are really cool, and I would love you guys to take this opportunity, especially because wherever you live, you're gonna have ants. They're great at growing and making more colonies. So they're a pretty easy spot, especially if you've got some sun right now. You'll find them all crawling on the ground, and we have a couple spots we already know where their colonies are. So we like to watch them marching in line and going off to find food, and we kind of see big groups at one time if they are finding something really tasty and really sweet. So another really cool thing that we've noticed is they will pick up other injured ants. So if one ant gets hurt, it will send off that signal again, those pheromones, and other ants will come to its rescue, and it will pick it up, and you'll see them carrying them back to its nest. And in there, we don't know 100% for sure what they're doing. We think that they're nursing them to health and helping them out, because these ants, they don't want to lose any of their workers. They want to keep them around, they want to help them out, and they want to keep them healthy. So let me know what you find. Ants are really, really cool if you just take the chance to slow down and take a look at them and enjoy just watching nature do its thing, especially outside of the home. All right, I will talk to you next time. Next class on Wednesday is bees, and they are another type of insect. And hopefully if you're watching this from videos and you're not able to make it to our actual live classes, hopefully it will go better and I can record it and post it instead of having to do this other video. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks.